Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping straight into the latest weekly crypto analysis from Vantage Plus. It just came out today, July 28th, 2025. Our goal here is pretty straightforward. Pull out the key insights, the really important bits from their market overview and the technicals, and give you the shortcut on what's actually moving the crypto world. So the big question we're asking, maybe for you listening too, is this. Are we looking at the start of a real bull run here, or is it still, well, complicated sideways stuff? Okay, so let's start unpacking the fundamental data. What are the really impactful forces Vantage Plus found this week? What's shaping the market right now?
Yeah, what's really fascinating, I think, is seeing how traditional finance is getting more involved. It's not just testing the waters anymore. You've got traders getting more active, partly because of new ideas like using tokens for collateral, with actual banks. But maybe even bigger is the rise of these tokenized money market funds and treasury bond mutual funds, basically taking traditional funds, putting them on a blockchain. It adds liquidity, accessibility, and just look at the numbers. Tokenized U.S. government bonds, they've jumped 80% just this year.
80%, wow.
Yeah, it's a huge signal. Traders are seeing these as maybe a better place to park cash than stablecoins now. More efficient, perhaps.
Right, instead of just stablecoins. Interesting. And that really points to, a tangible shift towards mainstream use. Plus, there's this other potential driver you mentioned. The U.S. government maybe, possibly, letting people use their 401k for tokens. I mean, a few years back, that idea would seem, pretty out there.
Exactly. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, if these things actually get implemented, the potential for completely new substantial demand is just significant, really significant. It's more than a trend. It feels like a fundamental shift. Crypto moving beyond just speculation, becoming a real integrated part of global finance. It could unlock, well, a lot of institutional money.
Okay, so some really powerful fundamental currents seem to be pushing things. Now let's get into the charts. What are the technicals telling us? Let's start with the big one, Bitcoin. BTC is trading, around USD 117,989 now. Last week it tried to move up, but then saw a bit of a correction.
That's right. The bullish trend overall, it's definitely still intact for Bitcoin. But yeah, a correction does seem kind of due, at least in the short term. Looking at the weekly chart, though, it still strongly suggests more upside momentum is on the cards. Now, if we see a breakdown towards that support zone, around USD 110,000.
Okay, the 110K level.
Yeah, that's where buyers have often stepped in before. It might be seen as an entry point. But, like you hinted, trading corrections lower always needs, well, caution.
And when you say caution, for someone listening trying to navigate this, what does that actually mean in practice? Waiting for confirmation signals, strict stop losses, maybe easing into a position.
Precisely. All of the above, really. It means being mindful. Wait for clear signs the pullback is over before jumping in. Use those stop losses, definitely. Limit your downside. And maybe, scale into a position rather than going all in at once, especially when things could still be volatile during a correction.
Gotcha. So Bitcoin cautious, but the bullish case is still there. So let's switch gears to Ethereum then. While Bitcoin's maybe correcting, ETH trading at USD 3,743. Seems like a different story. More bullish.
Oh, absolutely. Based on its weekly chart, Ethereum looks pretty unequivocally ready for an upside break. It really does feel like just a matter of time until it breaks that USD 4,000 level and a clear break of that technical resistance. The ceiling it hit a few times last year, that looks very much on the cards. The expected move after that would be toward the USD 4,700.
4,700, okay.
Yeah, the signals there are looking very strong indeed.
All right, let's move on. What about XRP? It's trading at USD 3.1859. It had some good momentum this month, but seems kind of sideways now. Losing steam.
I would say losing steam, no. That technical zone around USD 3.0000, that looks like it could offer really good support. XRP still looks positive fundamentally. And, the potential launch of that XRP stablecoin everyone's watching.
Right, the stablecoin.
That could definitely offer more upside if it happens. Even the shorter term charts are already suggesting upside might be resuming after it pulled back towards that $3 level. So, yeah, despite the sideways look recently, the outlook still seems pretty robust technically and fundamentally.
Okay. Positive signs for XRP. Finally, let's touch on Solana, SOL. It's at USD 187.65. Been noted for lagging a bit behind the others, hasn't it? What's the read there?
Yeah, Solana's interesting because, well, this raises an important point for traders. The signals are a bit conflicting. That psychological resistance zone at USD 200.00, that's still a major hurdle.
The $200 mark.
Exactly. Now, if it pushes decisively past that, you could see some fast upside, maybe towards USD 280.00. However, and this is the tricky part, the current price action could also be forming a head and shoulders pattern.
The classic reversal pattern.
Right, which would suggest, a move lower. So it's almost caught like between these two possibilities right now. Traders really should stay cautious with Solana, given this mixed picture. It needs watching closely.
Okay, so quite a mix then across the board. We've got some bullish outlooks, some clear caution points, all coming out of this week's analysis. It really highlights just how dynamic this market still is.
It does. And, so what does this all mean for you listening? Maybe consider how this increasing acceptance of tokenized assets in traditional finance, like that huge 80% jump in tokenized government bonds we talked about, how that might not just be a short-term thing. It could fundamentally reshape, well, your own investment strategies, perhaps, and the opportunities that might open up in the coming years as crypto gets pulled further into the financial mainstream.
A lot to think about there, definitely worth considering.